All right. This, I'm gonna see how long I can do streaming without having to worry about burning up because it's hot in here and no fan is on. All right. So I'm just gonna go over my. Oh, actually, I should just put this back together. Let me put this back together real quick. It's the 3DS XL. It has uh, two damaged screens. Oh, oh, that's not on. Oh, fuck. Oh, right in my stomach. Damn. Hopefully, hopefully this sounds okay. I don't want to have too much of a hum. Check, check. Okay. All right. So I have a Nintendo 3DS and the new model, newer, the second model with the C stick. Um, has two screens that were melted, not melted, but are rusting because of water damage. The board seems to be intact. I turn it on. Um, Screens don't come on, but I hear it turn on. I can still shut it off when I push the hold down the power and tap on the screen. So I know the digitizer works too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back together real quick. Then I have a couple PS4s to look at, do some swapping. Shouldn't be too long. Um, I'm not taking this apart. I gotta work on this later, and this is annoying as shit. But I am going to move this out of the way. And I want to keep it intact. So. Give me a second. All right, let's go over my systems to look at. These are not ones that I found. Okay, what the heck? Hello? Come on. Stop being stupid. Let's go. Huh. Dirty bastard. Okay, so that didn't come up. Go for what can. Mother. Seems like the application crashed or whatever. Kiss my A. Okay. Alright, looks like we have it back. Come on, dude. You fucking work. Holy shit. Preview. Alright, preview works, but OBS is not. There we go. About time. Alright, so this is a GameCube that I got. I am doing a PICOboot on this later on. Shouldn't take too long since I have I have everything already done from the previous one that I failed at. Bitch. Laptop. I gotta check something on it. This goes with that. Alright, so there was one, it might be this one, that I need to do some thermal paste. Redo some thermal paste on this bad boy. And then this top one has no Bluetooth, and this one has a power issue. So I'm just going to do some swapping there, try and see if we can get one known one to work. Then I have some controllers that I need to check. Stick drift on one, no power, and then unknown and unknown. So I gotta check all these, make sure they work. And that's it. Kind of a light day. Let there be lights. Let me get the other one. the fuck? Come on. Alright, so I haven't taken one of these apart yet, so it's just going to be one of those things that's going to be trying to figure it out as I go. Actually, I did take one apart, but I don't remember. Power duck? Power puck? Alright, how did I do this before? Oh, the screw here. Already forgetting shit. Dumb. Just a little warning. I have poor taste in humor. A lot of self-deprecating humor sometimes, so if you don't like that kind of stuff, you might want to fuck off. Those are the two that I need. More of just in case I need the extra space. I don't want to get in the groove of things, doing what I'm doing, and all of a sudden I have to stop because I was too stupid to do something earlier. Alright. This is a pasting of whatever the compound. Now I found these. These are supposed to be like temporary tattoo markers, but they come off very easily. And then with alcohol, they just come off even that much more easier. I think they're alcohol based. Anyways, I like these to mark the screws, to kind of keep all the screws, the hell's the word? My brain is rotting. All the screws together in the right ones, because they're, you know, different ones, different sizes, and I don't feel like looking through pictures and making sure, so I just do this temporarily, then I clean it up at the end. Seems to work out fairly well, so. I swear to God, it feels like I never have enough space. Alright. So I'm going to take this off first, the motherboard. First I'm going to go ahead and take that off to the Bluetooth, or whatever the hell that is, antenna. There's a disc in here. Should have taken it out first. Oh no, it just looks like there is. It's the fan. Okay. I was thinking about whether or not to do that with the marker because there are so many of them, but what I think I will do is, since I noticed all those are Phillips, right? All the black Phillips are like inside the cavernous areas. I'll just mark the few silver ones that I have, instead of having to throw all that stuff on there. Okay, that, I don't know what the fuck. Alright, what the hell type of end is that? It doesn't look like pulls up. It looks like it just pulls out. Pulls out. And it does, okay. Sometimes I get so worried that I'm gonna do something I shouldn't, so I tend to get do too much or worry too much when I probably shouldn't have to. I'm gonna have to clean that. That's disgusting. All right. Let's see. See, now to be honest, I don't even know if there's really a difference, because I see the silver, 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 and then the rest are black, and then these are silver. But if you look at these, they look like they're interchangeable, so whatever, it's fine. Oh, those are different. Okay. So many damn screws. I hate how Sony does their stuff, man. Their stuff just, they do it so that people just don't want to bother. Like, I messed with the controllers for the first time a couple weeks ago, and when I saw how they did the contacts, it's almost like a silk print on the flex cables instead of it being like on the PCB. I know why they did it, but I think it's stupid because I have a couple controllers. I guess I'm trying to think. I could possibly like salvage them if I did like I haven't seen any, but I need to get like some trace runs, which are like just repairable, like oh slime. You just cut them off, put them where you want it, put some, damn it, what's it called? My brain. I cannot multitask to save my life. Oh, these are way different. If I put some, I think it's solder mask. I can't even think about it anymore. Solder mask on it, cure it, and then scrape off only just what I need for the contact to make actual contact for the controller to work. I might be able to do that. I don't know. Doesn't seem like worth the effort, worth the time. Oh shit. Come on. Oh, sure. You know what? I should have taken this side off because I might not even need to do all that. I'm thinking it's right here though. That's the only reason I'm taking it off from here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it wants to come up easily. So, means I did all that for nothing. Torx. Here it is. Oh, there we go. Don't do that. So it is underneath the other side, so. Okay. Does this come up? This is the power supply. Okay. What's crazy about this, I gotta do all this assembly for something that takes like maybe a minute. Not even a minute. Come on, you. There you go. Ugh. Ugh.
I don't know what's wrong with my PS4, mister. It just heats up and overheats and...
Look at all that.
I promise it was fine when I got it. I take care of it all the time.
gotta try to remember not to breathe this stuff in when I'm blowing it out. Kind of damn diseases come up when you inhale that shit. Okay. So what I need is under here, but I need to take these two off, and then I guess it'll come off. Well, I guess it'll come off. Right? Okay. Just looking it over real quick. Yeah, I don't like how if I yank this off to try to get to the see. Okay, I'll do it that way then. Never mind. I was worried that I might break something over here, so I had to be careful. Jesus. All right. Where would I put my thermal paste? Obviously, I would put it somewhere where I would need it and. Don't ever get old, people. This happens when you get old. There we go. Like I said, right where I put it. Like chocolate salty balls and rejuvenated, kids.
Got the best balls in the whole world, Chef.
Yeah, damn right. All right. That pad needs to go back on there. I'm gonna have to make sure all these pads are on here. Let's see, so this goes on here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, so that's missing. Time to give it a bath.
Make sure you clean yourself when you get in the bath.
Oh, towel.
Don't forget your towel. Wanna get high?
I don't have Tourette's, but if I did, that would be my version of Tourette's, just saying a whole bunch of stuff. Like from pop culture references and shit. So that is missing one. That is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Straight across. This is what I'm talking about. You got like small little things like that that I don't know where the fuck that goes. Jesus. I didn't know it was a fucking thing. Anyways. See, this is also, this is here. No, this is here. Whatever. Alright. This fucker over here. Okay. Let's put that together. What the fuck? Oh, that's way too much shit. I'll put some on that. Okay. One, two. One, two. Okay. Would anybody know where the hell that one little piece went? This stupid piece here? Would anybody who's not here know? Whatever. Lost in translation. I just gotta be careful not to hit these other pads with this alcohol. It has adhesive on it, and I don't want to jack it up. Okay, so now I have to put this back on. This is why it's so much more fun just guessing. It's not mine. Who cares what happens to it, you know? It breaks, so what? I'm kidding. It would feel bad. I can't even whistle. I wish I could listen to fucking music without it getting banned. I don't know how streamers do it. Like, I mean real streamers. I'm not a real streamer. Like real boys and girls. Alright. So that goes there. Okay. Set that aside and then do some more cleaning. Okay. Ugh. Alright, it's coming off. Fuck it. I'm just being over dramatic for effect. I really don't care. It is bad though. I mean, I don't know. Haven't been really doing this that long, so when you come across this as often as I do, it just doesn't surprise me. It just, I mean, there's a reason that these are needing fixed, right? I thought I had a bigger, what do you call those brushes? There we go. I gotta give it a little love. Nice and gentle love. Woo. Maybe if I wasn't a smoker for so many years, I'd probably be able to blow it out better. Don't smoke, it's bad for you. Just want to get larger pieces of dust out of there before I like go over it with the alcohol. So I went to Wally World and picked up this big bottle of alcohol. It was 91%, and I'm like, I know I have 99%, right? And I was looking all over the place and I couldn't fucking find it. So I just now looked at an old bottle that I have. It's from HEB. It's a Texas thing, Texas grocery store. 99%. First world problems. Okay, put that back. Shit. I almost forgot which ones it was. Okay. Good old Adam Sandler. I still haven't watched the new Happy Gilmore. I haven't really watched anything on Netflix, and I used to be a real Netflix like snob. Not a snob, but somebody who was always on there watching something. Now I just couldn't give a shit. Which sucks because there are some shows on there that I actually like. I really do want to watch. A couple years ago when I retired from the Air Force, I started to watch a lot of YouTube and got sick and tired of the watched so much YouTube that I said, you know what, F this, I'm going to pay for it. I ended up paying for it and I ended up loving it, and I've been paying for it now since 2017 and 2018, 17, 18. That's when I retired. Well, one of the original shows, not one of the original shows, but a show that became an original on that on Amazon was Corrosion. No, I'm just kidding. Was Cobra Kai, and I was a fan of it. I mean, you know, it was one of those things. It's like, you know, I was a kid and I grew up with it and I watched it and stuff like that. But I really started to fall in love with the movies again when that show came out, and I started watching it, and it just hit me. I was like, damn, this is cool. This is really cool. I can't believe they're actually doing stuff like this, which I don't understand why they don't do more of. Anyways, like, if they can't fucking make up new properties, just do what they did. Take up good properties and make a good story to characters that were never really explored before, and make them interesting and compelling. Okay, that was a little much, but you get my drift, right? Give me 1 second. I'm terrible at multitasking. I can't multitask for shit. I always wanted to get into the debate sphere, and unfortunately, I don't have the mental focus and agility, mental focus / agility to be able to multitask, listening, trying to get my thoughts together, getting my thoughts ready, prepared, stuff like that. So, just one of those things where I'm like, let's be realistic. I would get eaten alive. I'm too old. My brain doesn't work like that. I'm kidding, I'm never really too old, but you know what I mean. Torques. Oh, dumbass.
What's it gonna go on to if you don't put it on? When you go to the beach, don't forget your towel. You wanna get high?
Good old Towie. Gotta move on. Okay. Well. Okay, where's my frick? Whoops, shouldn't have done that. Oh, you know what? Those don't go there. These do. Because I remember I was doing it like this. Okay, so my memory isn't complete dog shit, but obviously not as sharp as I used to be. Jesus Christ, that's not saying much. Uh-oh, there it is. I guess the only bad thing about doing it like this is you get messy fingers real fast. Ooh, that doesn't sound like it goes there. Okay. Well, that was clever. Oh, wait. Gotta move on. The music that I normally put on when I'm working, and if you happen to go back and listen to any of it, some of it is newer, and I guess you would call it underground. It's just feel good vibes kind of music, I used to one wheel a lot when the pandemic came around, so I always listened to music when I rode, and that was the stuff that I used to listen to all the time. And I used to love it. Why am I telling you this? Oh, I noticed since it's more, and the reason I say underground, I mean underground in the sense where it doesn't have like, it's not part of the algorithm that gets the music blocked. So I listen to it, makes me dance a little bit, have a good time. Just looks kind of funny when a big old fat man just starts dancing to some stuff that came out like, in the 2010s, maybe even late 2010s. Some people will call that not age appropriate music, right? I'm gonna tell them to eat a fatty. I'm really gonna fucking hate if the audio on this sucks. Sitting here yapping. Oh, that is not a hole. Hole. Gold digger, gold digger. There ain't nothing but the gold digger in me. Obviously, that's not how it goes, but I like to improvise. Oh, fudge. Oh, you know what? I probably should put the other stuff on the other side. It was what? Yellow. Yellow, my friend. Another yellow. Orange. Orange. And pink. Okay. See? Went in nice and neat. I know where everything is. I don't know what screws came from. Where? Oh, this is. Ooh, I know where this goes. This is why you do that. Marked, green. Probably doesn't matter. I mean, these things have been taken apart and put back together so many times. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of screws that don't go where, you know, they're still not going to where they went to before. Where is my rag? Ragadocious, macadocious. Get in there, fool. Okay. Okay, so it's not perfect. It feels like I need light here. I'm missing light here, and this is. Maybe I'm just blind. All right. Ooh, I still got a whole bunch of screws to put in. Yeah, got you, bitch. Okay. So, I need to finish putting these screws in. I wish I could give you a good example of something that I normally do that's kind of strange and annoying. Aside from already showing you what I'm doing that's strange and annoying. But like, I can sometimes be in the middle of something. Somebody say something to me, my memory would go so far left field that I would, they said some words or whatever to a song, right? The chorus to a song. I'll just stop what I'm doing and I'll just start singing that, or not stop what I'm doing, but I'll just randomly be saying the chorus to that song. The example I was gonna give does not make sense because some of you may not know who the fuck. Actually, you know what? Never mind, it's not important. It was Paul Abdul, and the younger group, I guess, of people, if you happen to ever be watching this, you would know her from American Idol. Whereas to me, she was a Lakers cheerleader and a singer in the 90s. Let's see, arrow. Okay, don't do that, dude. Arrow. See, and I'm still missing two right here. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny, honey? So no matter how many times you put this together, try to do your best to organize yourself. And that's the only reason why I didn't do what I did with every single screw. Because I knew I would still be missing something, right? I just did it with the ones that looked obviously different. Got Greek trouble, man. Alright. I want to replace the bottom. So I have three. I have this one that I just had to do, and then I have another one where I'm going to swap the power supply to fix one, because the one that I'm taking from the power supply has a bad Bluetooth module, and I don't feel like reballing it and doing all that nonsense just for that. And that's one of the things I'm talking about with fucking PlayStation doing stupid shit with their parts and making it harder than they have to, because with the Xbox, if I want to switch out the Bluetooth module, I literally just unplug it and just put a new one in. No, not fucking PlayStation. It's already covered. It's already covered, or I'll show you. Okay, so but the bottom off of the Bluetooth one, I want to steal. This is the top. This is the bottom because it's cracked back here on the back, so I won't clean this one. And I will take the bottom of this one. And hopefully I don't screw it up. Okay. I mean, I guess if technically if I screw it up, I still have some parts. Oh. I can't even whistle anymore, man. Look at this. These are the two parts. These are... two pieces that I had to pull off that are considered the same. Completely different fucking parts. Or at least the small screw is. Alright. Let's try this again. Oh, wait. Let's see if we can do this without breaking. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah. And then pull forward. Boom. Okay, so I need to. Oof. I need to clean this bad boy. You like dinner on there? Use that for a tray. Oh, my back.
My neck and my back.
I gotta be careful with that button there. That is actual stain, like water stain, moisture. Okay. Ugh. Oh. And that's why I did that, because this was starting to, I was messing it up. So, figure I pour the alcohol in there and keep it separate, so I'm not like messing up that bottle. There we go. See, DKODs, was that too fucking hard to do? I'm sure they've gotten better by now. Right? Okay. This is still gross. Alright, that's good. Oh, that piece fell out. I'm such a dumbass. Oh well. Where'd you go? There it is. I'll get you next time, He-Man. Well, I got that out, so I might as well just clean this. I wouldn't have went through all that for that little spot, but it's right by the button, so I can see like something piling up on it and making this button not work. So once I pulled that out, I was like, well, might as well finish it.
Might as well break it. Break it all together.
Excuse me. All right. Hard drive, hard drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Calm down, guy. Calm down. Let's get the hard drive in there. Get the fucking hard drive in there. Fucking good. Now we can screw this in. Whoa, guy. I love you long time. Come on, you son of a person. Okay. Then the top. Where did I put the top? Oh, ooh. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm half-assing this.
Half-assed player. Gotta do what you got to do to keep up.
Getting between heel and heel. Down the sides. Okay. Okay. Back. Front. Like this. Oh. PS4. There we go. one down.
One tubby, tubby, tubby. Two tubby, tubby, tubby.
Anyone see Major Pain? Probably inappropriate by today's standards, but still funny. All right, so this one, depending on how far, I only need to actually just remove this. So,
Oh shit.
maybe I'll do that. Maybe. No power. No power.
I'll get you next time, E-Man. Man.
Fuck. See you at the party, Richter. I have a feeling I'm still going to have to take a bunch of stuff off from the other side just to get the power supply out, but we'll try. Okay, so here, anything here? No. No, that's not right. Oh, there we go. Please, 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 please. Son Biscuit, let's go. Come on. All right. Okay, so. For this side, I'm just, since I only want to move so many screws, I am trying to put them in the same arrangement that they would be on the board. Trying. There are some more. I just want to see if I can get it just with this. What the hell was that? No. Foolishness. right. Everyone put your wages down. Who thinks I did it? Everybody's like, we don't care. Just fucking do it already, buddy. Alright. Maybe I need to take this off. God, I want to watch Total Recall now. I can't get that line out of my head. This is going in here. That's good. Okay. So I overdid it with that one. I didn't have to take out everything I ended up taking off. So, here it is. I don't have to take that off. I do have to take these off though. That does not belong there. Oh, it does. Oh, it's those two. Fuck. I don't have to take those off. I do have to take that off. And then go to the other side. Ah, shit. Oh, this was not. It's not. This is still a newbie. Okay. So actually, still actually has a sticker on the back. I'm sure I'm gonna get annoyed and be like, oh fuck it, just do it. Just take it off. That's annoying.
I know the Thundercats are about to.
Shut up, fuck. Alright, so that means that this one is actually probably really filthy, so. I don't know what the fuck that means, because I'm not going to clean it. I'm such an asshole. Okay, this is the U unit. There's a dead spider in there. I saw it. Jesus. Oh, that's not it. It's a fucking roach.
Right then, like a cucaracha.
Ugh. Another one. For those who are watching me and being like, oh, you fucking idiot, don't do that. Breathe it in. The trick is to blow it as hard as you can real fast and then hold your breath. So it doesn't come back in. I mean, obviously the best thing to do is not do that. Okay. All right. Let's do this. So, I know I don't have to take out. I don't think I have. Okay. Oh, I can look at the bottom of this, dumbass. Alright, so this goes like this. There's 1, 2, just 2. Oh, I already got it one. Oh, I do got a tape. No? There's one there. Oh, just... There's 2. Yeah, there's nothing else on here. Oh, right there. Which is... There's no way that's the one that's keeping it. No fucking way. Yep. My chocolate salty balls have rejuvenated, kids. Alright. That's bad juju. Like that.
talking about.
Hmm. Simple enough. That is not how it went. That is how it went. I'm sure I probably should do a little bit more, but not today, my friend. It's these guys. Oh. Okay, so we'll set those two from the side. So tops. This is the top. The bottom's already on there. No, it's not. I'm a dumbass. Oh, right there. I want to try to get to my PICOboot. Hopefully I could get a redemption arc and redeem myself. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong with the last time. It's just for whatever reason that GameCube that I had just didn't like any of the PICOboots. Or the Pico chips or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Alright, let's connect it. Ooh. Come on, Budge. There we go. Alright, tired of being nice. We're trying to be nice. Ah, why did I do that? See, this is what happens when you don't have anybody watching you, yelling at you, be like, hey, don't put that in there, dummy. Alright. Okay, so I'm good still. Oh, that's pretty cool. That screw has the button pattern on the back. All right, now the top. Nope, other way. Don't tell anybody if you saw that come off. Oh, that's why. I'm a tool. Okay. So, put that there so we know what we're checking for. Put this POS back. Another fucking dead roach? What the hell? Ooh. All right. It's these guys. No. Now for the fucking long part. Oh no, no, no. Let's do this. See what that has to do. Holy. Alright. Bottom. Oh, that's the top. Oh. I got a lot of screws to put back on. Okay. So starting from here. It's one of those happy accidents where none of the screws actually almost screwed it up. I was just to say where none of the screws moved around and I didn't mess up and I was about to go boop. Have all the screws thrown all over the place. And that's not your imagination, that's my AC turning on. When you see the flickering lights. That's what happens when you live in a house that was built in 1945. My house is so old, my house went to NAM. That's not a funny joke, that's just... It's a reference to how many people talk about how they've been to NAM. Okay, that did not go there. That does not go there. What the foo schnickens? I'm not sure if I should say this or not because it sounds like I'm going to talk badly about people who serve, and I'm not going to. So I won't finish the thought. Nah, that's okay. I'll finish the thought. This isn't bad. You know, I'm not talking bad, but you have people who wear these hats. You know, like Vietnam veteran, Desert Storm veteran, all this stuff, right? And a lot of the times, those people, well, I don't, never mind. I'm not going to say nothing. They served, they did their time. I'm not going to say anything. A lot of the times, this stuff gets conflated with Vietnam War era. Or Vietnam. Did I say Vietnam War? Vietnam was not a war. It's a conflict. Anyways, so just to simplify the example, my mom joined in the army joined the army when technically that conflict was still going on, but the army had pretty much moved out, and it was more of a transition phase. But she would call herself a Vietnam era veteran, right? Not that she went to Vietnam, but she joined while the Vietnam conflict was still going on. And for some reason, people like to conflate the two and say, well, you know, my so-and-so served in this and did that. And I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that they still serve, so I'm just going to shut up. That's not even... Doesn't fucking matter. I don't even know what point I was trying to make with that comment. It's one of the reasons why it makes me unease when people thank me for my service, and I'm like, please don't. I know the intent is good and it's there, but it's kind of like I did my job, you know. Oh, that does not go there. that's one of those debate sphere circles that I want to get into because I wasn't necessarily the most outgoing service member. Wasn't the first to volunteer, wasn't any of that. Mind my own business. And I was okay with that because I really did like what I'm doing, or liked what I did when I actually was doing it, you know. And there was only a handful of times where I felt like I was really doing that. Strangely enough, the first time was at my first duty station. I'm saying this as a joke, but this is how it kind of felt. If you would imagine you have a line here, right? That's your baseline. And you perform up here. When I came in, I was up here. And then I just went down from there. I peaked at my first base, and that's the worst thing that could ever happen. And I say that jokingly. It's not true. It's just that the military changes so much, so fast, so quickly, depending on where you're at any given time. Your job description, your job that you think you're doing, that, you know, what the fuck? Your job description changes so much. Changes fast. It changes I think the job that I did, it changed 3 times while I was in. And so in the Air Force, we have our designators, our Air Force Specialty Training, or what the fuck is it? Oh my God, brain fart. AFSC, right? Our job title, the thing that. So when I came in, I was a 2E1X3, which is ground-to-air communications person. Somebody who works on equipment that talks from the ground to the air, right? Part of that job was working in the tower and in the RAPCOM on the flight line, which I enjoyed doing. It was fun. Shit was so old. It was like 50s, 60s technology, but it was so easy to fix, and you learned a lot, you know? Kind of trial by fire stuff, right? And that's the stuff that I really enjoyed doing. And then you have the deployment side, which, you know, communications. You got to be, you're in charge of like the communications for the base or whatever, for the most part, you know, like two-way radios, ground-to-air radios, stuff like that. Give me a second. So, I'm sure this goes for a lot of people, but brain fart, give me a second. Squirrel. Squirrel again. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh. I need some marijuana trees. I'm kidding. It's just some regular incense. So when I was stateside and I was working at where I was working, There's like different. There's like different specialties or whatever you can do. Those two-way radios that you see cops, and especially like Lethal Weapon was a good example. When I was in, they would talk with the radios. That was one thing that we worked on. No power, no Bluetooth. Okay. Another thing, like all the communications to the fighter planes, and not that. The communications from the stations, like the tower, the Rapcom. Those are like the towers that talk to the airplanes. Um, Fighter squadrons would have their own radios, stuff like that, right? And then the third is setting up communications in a forward, deployed area. Sometimes you would have people who have to do multiple things. Like for us, we have people who would sometimes, uh, we have to be able to be flexible enough to do all three of the positions, right? But we also had another unit. Was it the ACS? Air Communication? I can't remember what the fuck ACS stood for. But all they were doing, all their tasks were for deployments, right? And then for us, our deployments would come up every, I forget how many months to a year. I actually didn't deploy there while I was there. Right before I got there, I think was like the last deployment. And then again, they started changing stuff. They started changing how people deployed from there and stuff like that. And then 9/11 happened, and I was on my way out, and then I re-enlisted, and a lot of crazy stuff, right? Anyways, for me, the most fun was working on equipment. And like I said, that stuff was older technology. Um, and you can work down to the component to try to fix it. And it's kind of probably where I learned most of my stuff. Then I go from there. Uh, where did I go from there? Went to Florida, which I fucking hate. I hate Florida. I despise Florida. Florida is a fucking wasteland. The people there are terrible. It was by the coastline. Now, granted, I lived in what was considered Lower Alabama, right? The Panhandle of Florida. So by Pensacola Beach, Fort Walton Beach. But it's still, because it was by the coastline, it was hit by storms, hurricanes, whatever, all the time. The soil and the sand would get lifted and it's thrown onto people. Like if you had a house that was on the close shit, you could even say like quarter of a mile from the beach. You guarantee the soil in your house was terrible. It was rotten. It was just, from all the storms, the fucking, you couldn't grow anything if you wanted. I mean, I guess some people do, but it was just like, it's not even worth it. And it had like this fucking smell to it too, just. Then the winter, everything was closed because it's a seasonal town. So it'd be open. Summers would be great. And then it's kind of like, okay, how many times, can I go to the beach before, like, it gets old, right? And then there's only, like, clubs. There's fishing. People who like to fish and do all that shit, it was fine for them. I'm not a fucking outdoorsy person when it comes to that, so for me, it sucked. I thrived in the winter because I love seeing everybody miserable because they don't know how to fucking live outside of doing that stuff. Probably not a good thing to admit, but all right. all right. Now we get the fun stuff. But while I was there, my job. So, how do you remember how I was talking about how we had the communications for the air traffic control tower and stuff like that, and then you had like the mobility stuff, the stuff where you set up communications for like downrange. They did a merger and a separation of my job, and they tried to make that more separate. So the people who were working in that stuff would be working with just that, and the people who were working with deployed communications would be working with just that, but also included like the land mobile radios, the handhelds and stuff that I was telling you about. Um, so they asked me, they said, hey, we're trying to start this shop. We want you to, run it, do whatever, set it up, stuff like that. And I was like, all right, whatever. As long as you keep, because who you are is your identifier, right? Like whatever identifies you as this person in this position, right? So like I said, 2E1X3, it ended up changing. I forget what it was. I think that it turned to 3 deltas, but I don't know if it was then or later. Because we turned into, was that? I'm trying to think if that's when it turned into RF transmission. Whatever. It's not important. It's neither here nor there. But I was like, I genuinely enjoy this. I want to be happy in my job, and so if you keep me in this, then I'll bust my ass and do whatever. Well, of course, that didn't happen, so I kind of was a salty fuck, you know? They were like, yeah, it's gonna happen. And then when I asked somebody about it, the person who told me yes retired. So it was more like, well, he didn't say anything to us about it. So I was like, well, go fuck yourself. So I was a little salty. I didn't want to be there anyways. I hated that fucking place. So, whatever. Then from there, I went to Korea. It's kind of like if you wanna. I know it sounds kind of strange to people who may be watching. When you hear somebody say, if you want to get out of a place, you have to go to a shitty place like Korea. Korea is not shitty. But it's got that stereotype like, oh, I got to go do this. They call it, you have a long and short. So you have to do a short. Well, ideally, you have to do a short. I'm sure there are people that have gotten away without having to do one. Which means you have to go overseas for at least, I think at one point it was like 6 months to a year or 8 months to a year. Some shit like that, right? So you would get people who would go to Korea. Ooh, shit. I don't like how that came out. Ugh! Alright, that's dry. I'm going to use that. So you get people who would go to Korea to get out of one place and then come back to the States and go to another place. So it's kind of like bouncing back and forth, right? You got to do that in order to move sometimes. So I did that. There's some more personal stuff that happened that made that possible. It doesn't matter the story, so I'm not going to get into my personal life, but Jesus Christ, I might as well. When you're married and you do something like that, they normally, especially if you have kids, they normally like to keep one back and have the person go. Then when they come back, that other person goes, right? So that your child would at least have one parent there the whole time. So I was the second person. My wife went first and then I went. And then when I was there, I ended up going to a place where they were actually closing the mission, right? So you always hear people all the time on who don't know their head from their ass saying, "Ah, we need to close all these bases," and da da da. We do. We actually do. It doesn't. It's not something that always like all we do is just stay open. But there's some consolidation that goes on. It's not something like, all right, we're just gonna drop everything and then get out, right? We slowly say, okay, we have some too many redundancies in this area. Let's just pull back. We have like 3 or 4 people who can, or not people, but units that do the same thing. Let's just pull back to like 1.5, right? Or 1, and then we can pick and choose from other whatever to fill in backfill anything that might happen or whatever the fuck, right? So I was in a position where I really didn't have work or mission in the traditional sense, right? I think we were supposed to be like if North Korea attacked or whatever, we would have to set up communications and stuff like that and whatever else. They did a lot of, Jesus, I can't believe I'm forgetting as much as I am. It almost sounds like a phone ringing. Mop exercises, mop level, fuck. What the hell was that even for? Like if they just decided to shoot like chemical weapons or biological weapons or whatever the fuck, you would have to be in the suit and, you know, set up communications in a suit and do all this shit and blah, blah, blah. It's not very exciting. It's annoying. But they did that a lot, right? Because the idea was it's not a show of force. But if you ever hear stories of like Korea, like shooting rockets into the ocean, it's kind of like a show of force. And then they would have us do like these exercises in response. And, it's kind of like, oh, but my dick is bigger than yours, ho. And a lot of that bullshit, bravado. But it's kind of necessary, for whatever it is. So it's all contingency stuff, right? I'm not saying it's a waste of money, but it's a waste of money. No, I'm kidding. I need to clean this. This is nasty. God, my hands are bad. All right, here it is. I'm like, where the fuck is it? So yeah, they were moving our unit to one of the major bases and closing it down because I was in Air Force and they had us in an Army base because we were supposed to be like a mobile unit or whatever the fuck. They're like, yeah, we don't need you there, so we're gonna close your position out and you're gonna backfill this position over here or whatever the fuck. Then I think they eventually just completely like, as people were leaving, they weren't bringing anybody else new. But the military is so special in a sense where like there were people there who like once they left the States, they haven't been back, and they're like in 14, 15 years at that point, and all they do was go to Korea, go to Japan, come back to Korea, go somewhere else, come back to Japan. Like they just wouldn't. They're not gaming the system. They're just fortunate in a sense, I guess. And to be honest with you, if you're a single and you can do that stuff, that's awesome to do. I had a guy. He was my supervisor at one point. When he retired, I believe he said he wanted to stay there in Korea and be an instructor, and like one of those English instructors. And he said Korean was easy to learn in the sense where like the kanji isn't, or I forget what the other description, other writing for the other shorthand version of the writing in Japanese. I forget what Akana, some shit. Anyways, what the fuck? I lost a screw and I just want to find it, and I don't want to. And this microphone's giving me problems. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. Alright, I'll swap over to this mic now. So yeah, it was, hello? Did it sound okay? Whatever. Ooh, perfect. Don't have to switch any of it. Alright. Put these parts here. What I'm going to be doing is soldering some wires for the Pico Mini, whatever the hell it's called, so that I can do, so I can load backups on there, and on an SD card, and have access to my backups. All right. Let's see. Where did I put that stuff? Oh. It's part of it, but it's not what I need. I need the actual chips. Oh, there we go. Nope. Okay. Just real quick. Of course, real quick is never real quick, right? just let me go over this real quick. So this is what's used for the PICOboot, right? This is what interrupts the boot process and kind of hijacks it, that allows you to play ROMs. Or it allows you to play your Game Boy player without having to have one of the discs. And you can make settings to it so that it'll even work better. This is a clone. It's purple, has USB-C, and not micro USB. Okay? This is only like $2 or $3 more expensive than this. This is a second one, second clone, right? On my last PICOboot install, I installed all three because I thought maybe for one, I got a bad clone. Okay? Possible, but doubt it. I got two bad clones. So I went back and I found the original video, and they had their, you know, people tell you, oh, don't use the clones, this, that, and the other. And it's funny because it's all I've ever used for my other installs. I have had it to where it didn't work. So that's why I ordered a second one, and that's why I ordered two here, and then I ordered that one. So now I'm just going to install the quote-unquote official one, and then go from there. And hopefully it'll work on this GameCube. I don't know why it didn't work on the other ones, but hopefully it'll work on this one. Because I already have all the games in the system on the SD card here. All I got to do is install this. Actually, I'm going to go back and put the firmware on this real quick just to make sure. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna take my dog outside. I gotta actually take a break, so I'm gonna shut the stream off for now. But I'll come back when I install the PICOboot, or when I'm going to. Yeah, whatever.